Okay, couple things to help you as a leader. First, remember that we have both stress and anxiety. These are two very different but interrelated aspects of this emotion that we often just call stress. As it turns out, stress is really more of an immediate reaction. Stress is what's happening to us right now. It's what you're feeling in the moment. And you can be stressed in the present. You can be stressed about conditions. You can be stressed about thoughts. You can be stressed about external circumstances. You can be stressed about results. But it's typically a feeling that you have right now. And that's also why there are so many very simple stress techniques. Slowing down, breathing, taking a break, going for a walk. You can affect the immediate elements of stress. There's also anxiety. Anxiety is a little different than stress. Anxiety is what you're thinking about, and typically in the future. You're typically anxious about something that may happen but hasn't happened, whereas you're stressed about things that are happening and are immediate. Now, of course, they go hand in hand. It's actually possible to be stressed about something you're anxious about. Anxiety can fuel stress. This is why we try to treat the right symptom with the right technique as a leader. And we also have to do the same thing for our people. For example, it would be fun if we took everyone in our office meeting and we did a stress reducing activity. Everyone closes their eyes, breathes slowly, maybe has a moment to reflect. That can reduce stress, but it may not address anxiety, which is still that future worry that they have that maybe they won't make their sales goals for this month or pay their bills this quarter, or who knows what's going to happen to their career this year. Those are anxiety provoking elements that do cause stress, but it's treated much differently. We can't just breathe away our anxieties. We can deal with how they're making us feel. As a leader, we have to understand both of these things are going on. And typically, we really only focus on one set of techniques, which are stress reducing techniques. And what I want to do is try to actually address both of those with you. And you can do these exercises, but I want to start with you as the leader, right? Because if you get better first, then it's easier for you to help your people get better after that. So we can actually reduce stress by trying to resolve things that are making us feel anxious. All right. So what we want to do is we want to actually identify two sets of conditions and then be able to actually treat the primary one so that we can then alleviate the secondary in the long term. So we can reduce our stress by focusing for a moment on certain aspects of anxiety. And when we do that, not only might we relieve long-term anxiety, but we will feel better now. And that, of course, can activate our performance and activate our abilities. So the single most important thing we want to do when we have actually anxiety as the source of the stress, not something like, oh, our flight's been canceled, or I'm sitting in traffic, or a contract is canceled. Those are things that we actually can't deal with. Those are external to us. But when we have anxiety about the future, we can reduce that increased feeling by essentially gaining some control over our future. And the way to do that quite easily is to start step one by taking control of our deep concerns of the future by clarifying them. So here's what I want you to do. Take that stress that you wrote down earlier from the chat room, or any other stress that you're feeling. Doesn't matter to me what you're feeling, any stress that you're feeling, and try to identify the anxiety that may be provoking it, right? Now, again, if the immediate stress is because there's a leaking pipe in your office, you know what to do. Go fix the pipe. If the immediate source of stress is because you're listening to TLC in traffic, okay, pull over, take a break, grab a cup of decaf coffee, and that you would do. But if your stress is coming from things like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to the economy? Oh my gosh, how long will these tariffs last? And those are anxieties that are provoking the stress.
Hello, I'm Matthew Ferrara. Thanks for visiting the Leadership Club, a special place for owners, managers, and executives to focus on their growth as leaders in their firms and the industry. You can join TLC as a free subscriber, and you'll get the weekly newsletter and explore a whole bunch of open posts, recordings, and downloads in our free section. And if you like what we're doing here and you're ready for some TLC, then consider upgrading your account to access the masterminds, the coaching calls, and our ongoing training. So if you're ready to take your leadership to the next level, then the Leadership Club is the place for you to do it. Thanks for stopping by, and I look forward to welcoming you to the club.